Reading for instance.
Good evening to all of you here. The Director of Manna, faculty colleagues, recipients of the Distinguished Alumnus Award and the SKD Memorial Award, the family, students, very warm welcome to all of you here on this very special day for the Institute, when we give the highest honor which the Institute bestows upon its alumnus as far as the Distinguished Alumnus Awards are concerned, and as far as the Satyam Ketuvi Memorial Award is concerned. It's an award by the Institute for upright conduct and bringing about transparency in public life, something which is very, very relevant for the society today. So I take this opportunity to welcome you all once again, and I would like to invite the distinguished guests to take their seat on the dais. Professor Munshi, Dr. Kamal Sharma, Professor Dhruv Shastri, Naveen Tiwari, Mr. Amit Gupta, and Mr. Abhay Singhal. Sir, without wasting any more time, let's get started with the function as such. At the outset, I'd like to invite Professor Manna to welcome the distinguished guests on behalf of the Institute. Very distinguished recipients of the Distinguished Alumnus Award of IIT Kanpur and their families, my own colleagues from this institute and friends. An institute like ours, we generally are known to award degrees to our alumni. So the institute at that point of time only fulfills
its own mandate. But institute in turn gets very richly rewarded when these alumni, wherever they are, make the institute proud. And this is when we invite some of them, give them awards, and also borrow some of their fame so that we can go out and tell the rest of the world that so-and-so is our alumnus. So this is exactly the reason why IIT Kanpur instituted this practice of awarding Distinguished Alumnus Award, and in particular also instituted a very special award in memory of one of its own most illustrious alumni, Satyendra Dubey. I just would like to take this opportunity at the very outset to welcome the awardees and their families to this function and to our institute. So for them it's welcome back home. I also would like to share some of the initiatives and programs of the institute at the moment which they may not be well aware of, just because they are not associated with the institute in its day-to-day activities. 54 years ago, when this institute began its journey, the size of the community at that point of time was a few hundreds. Today we are close to 10,000, and soon this is going to cross 10,000 and may reach even 14 or 15,000 now. So we are a small township within the campus where we live, apart from the students, we live with our families, and the students also become a part of the larger family. Looking at the Institute's own program and ambitions, one can easily make out that IIT Kanpur has a very busy time ahead. And this, by saying busy time, what I mean is the following. We are at the moment about 6,000 students on campus, including, which is roughly about 50-50 in the postgraduate and undergraduate level. This number should go up to 8,000 in next few years, and may even cross 10,000 after some years. Going by the ministry's guideline, right now we should have 600 faculty members on campus. We are only 350. So any day, if we get right candidates, we can hire almost 70% of the existing faculty more. If they all arrive tomorrow together, we simply don't have place to offer to them for their office, for their laboratory, for their students, and all other related activities. If the student number goes from 6,000 to 8,000 to even 10,000, we simply don't have that many number of rooms to accommodate them, and obviously not enough space for them to flourish. Even today with 350 faculty members, the infrastructure is certainly not adequate. I'm only talking about the research infrastructure. Because we have very large ambition, and justifiably so. IIT Kanpur is well known to be the leader in the pack of engineering institutions of the country. It still continues to be among the best, but our selfish ambition is that it should be the best. And if you want to pursue that, an immediate task would be to go for a very large-scale augmentation of infrastructure. And by infrastructure, I don't mean only brick and mortar. I mean equipments, facilities, laboratory, amenities, roads, various things, communication. In order to do that, we have to construct, we have to purchase, we have to install, commission, maintain, run. So we have to create another layer of staff which is very small in number as of today. And that by that I'm referring to the so-called research engineers or research scientists who may not be a direct part of the teaching community, did not take lectures, but would take a very active role in maintaining the facilities, running the instruments, and offer services. So we have to create that layer and be very careful in hiring people, because there is a danger of that cadre having an ambition that one day we may get converted into a faculty position. So we have to make it amply clear that this new cadre that we are talking about have nothing to do with the faculty and their management. So these are the very major jobs in front of the institute. But when you talk of construction, purchase, installation, and so on and so forth, obviously you also are incurring quite a bit of responsibilities in terms of administration. And we are very committed to create an administration which should be both transparent and accountable. And by administration, it is not just one director or one deputy director. By administration, I mean the entire set of faculty, entire set of registry staff, and even office bearers in the student community or elsewhere. It's not a very easy job. So in the recent past, the institute has been active in creating certain offices which either didn't exist or weren't really very functional. For example, we are in the process of creating an office called Safety Office with a safety officer, whose main mandate would be to ensure all kinds of safety aspects in the departments, hostels, student facilities, everywhere is taken care, including construction activities. We hire a large number of contract labor to run the hostels, to run various other non-academic services. So we like to create a labor office where the labor officer will take care of such contractual appointments. We have created also a system whereby every contractual worker working in the campus will bear an identity card with a unique identification number, and the welfare for that worker should be traceable using that number. I can name actually a dozen such initiatives, but I'm not going to consume all my time on running that list. But these include basically safety cell, labor cell, information cell, green cell, woman cell, so on and so forth. Now, Government of India is not going to give us a new post even if we come up with a very brilliant idea. So the number of staff members remain pegged to the exact ratio that is in vogue even today. So we have to be innovative and we have to be efficient. And this can happen again when the entire community willfully participates in the activities that I'm referring to. So it is a very important job, but it is an unavoidable situation. So we all have to participate and be active in this. I take this opportunity because we have not only distinguished, but we have alumni in the audience. There are times I get very disturbed and distracted because of certain names and certain connotations, as if institute is completely oblivious or institute doesn't care much about the contractual labor or safety norms and so on and so forth. I would like to emphasize that institute is committed to adhere to every single law and rule of the land. But then when you have 100 jobs or 10 jobs at your hand, the only logical way you can proceed is to prioritize. And this is exactly what we are trying to do. So when we create an office or appoint somebody, we expect that office or that incumbent to take care of that. And if he's found one thing, then obviously we'll have to take some measures to rectify that. But until that happens, we would rather concentrate on our own job and let others perform in their own sphere. The same thing applies to the student community, who are by far the biggest source of our strength. Because an educational institution like ours, we are constantly replenished every year with new young faces. And that is the biggest strength and biggest, I would say, joy that we enjoy in our service. But the student community also has always done, but even today I must say, are doing an excellent job. They are told and they are maintaining their words to be responsible, and in the process, the entire Students' Gymkhana is now maintaining their activities, strictly adhering to a calendar of activities for the whole year, and also making their activities fairly open and transparent for the entire community to know how things are being run. And that should put a spirit and a tradition. Now to finally come back to our own institute's profile, I certainly am ready to admit that despite the best effort, some of the things have not yet been possible. For example, the website is still not updated. Some of the practices that we are trying to introduce have not yet been possible to implement. But things are very much in our agenda and will be done sooner than later. Incidentally, I completed 1 year of my office in Kanpur yesterday. So that, and it was a very pleasant surprise. Of course, I remembered it until a few days back. But yesterday evening was a pleasant surprise when my Dean of Faculty Affairs dropped by and said that, congratulations. I said, what for? Then you have completed 1 year. So then that gave us an opportunity to look back and just try and guess or judge what all could we do in last 1 year. So, I have no hesitation sharing with you that the conversation did end with a ray of hope, but wasn't very satisfying at the same time. Because even two of us couldn't give ourselves a very high marks. But at the same time we said, okay, there's a long incubation, but we'll take off very soon. So if we really have to take off, then we need very active support, very active participation from every segment of IIT Kanpur community. And by that, I start from the young students and end with the alumni. Because in my opinion, I've always maintained that the alumni are the biggest goodwill ambassadors and the biggest mentors also for the institute. So today we are very proud to see some of them come back and receive distinguished awards. But I take this opportunity to convey that we value the opinion of the alumni with utmost sincerity, but we only would like to tell them that they have to be a little more patient and understand. So with these few words, again, I wish to thank you all for joining for this particular event today, and about my personal greetings and congratulations to the awardees and their families. And I think without wasting any more time, let's get going with this function. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Malla, for the welcoming the people here and also sharing with them the insight about the initiatives of the institute and the plans. So now it's my my duty to kind of introduce or kind of share with you a little bit of the background about the Distinguished Alumnus Award. This is the highest award given by the Indian Institute of Technology, Kanpur, to its alumni in recognition of their respective achievements of exceptional merit. All nominations for the Distinguished Alumnus Award are received by the Secretary Alumni Association and are evaluated by a committee constituted by the Director of the Institute, which comprises of the Director as the Chair, one member of the IIT Kanpur Board of Governors, the Dean of Student Affairs, one industrialist or manager, one non-alumnus faculty member of the Institute, the Dean Resource Planning and Generation, was possibly next time around it will be the Dean of Resources and Alumni, and the Secretary of the Alumni Association serves as the member secretary. So it's an institute award, as stated very clearly, and the Alumni Association and the secretary serves as the office which handles the nominations as well as doing the paperwork. So as far as this year's awards are concerned, there were 92 nominations which were received. And as far as the areas which we look for, or what is laid down as far as the